Yes, hello everybody, my name is Kamtaro, and today we're talking decades. My only goal in life is to become more mature, but not entirely. I'm still the good old bad old me deep on the inside. Don't get me wrong, some things have changed in my life ever since I was young. My hair grew longer. Anime has been around since the beginning of time, aka the 20th century, with the first Japanese animated film being Katsuro Sasen all the way back in 1907. Ain't that crazy? Since lots of time has passed ever since then, I think it's time for me to talk about more recent anime. I'm not gonna talk about their very early stages. In fact, I'm gonna compare anime releases from the 2000s and the 2010s, 2 decades which brought a lot of quality adaptations. So, let's see which decade had more to offer. Now, how will we do this? First, we will talk about the 7 major anime that came out in the 2000s, the one that defined that decade, then the 2010s, the one that defined that decade, and then we shall compare the two to see which decade had the better releases. I'm not gonna get into much detail when it comes to the plots or characters, but instead I will mainly talk about the impact they had on fans and the quality they provided as a whole in all departments. And with that, let the comparison begin! What the fuck? Anime of the 2000s! The anime that in my opinion defined the 2000s are known to all longtime anime fans. There are many masterpieces here. Some of the anime here are split into arcs, with 3 of those being very long shonen anime that are either still going or ended at the beginning of the 2010s. Does that make them 2010 anime? No, they started before that decade. Naruto started in October 3rd, 2002 and ended in February 8th, 2007, a whopping 5 years and a half. It had already set its place in the anime world as one of the big anime names, right next to Dragon Ball and One Piece. After that came Naruto Shippuden, a full week after the original Naruto had ended, on February 15th, 2007, with that one ending in March 23rd, 2017. 10 whole years! The tale of Naruto Uzumaki was being told for 15 years straight without stopping at all for a coffee break or anything. With the success of both the original manga and the anime, as well as the video games and movies, the name of Naruto has become a staple in all of anime, with more and more people getting to the series every year, especially since the torch was passed over to his son, Boruto. The arcs, characters, messages and animation were amazing. They never lost their style in those 15 years of airing. Shippuden might have a lot of filler, but you can always skip that, or you can just play the Ultimate Ninja Storm games if you want to learn the story with no filler, like how I did. I don't deserve to live. Fullmetal Alchemist and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood are odd cases. Fullmetal Alchemist ended before the manga had ended, hence due to having an original ending, one which was not faithful to the manga. The original anime concluded with a direct sequel film, Conqueror of Sambalia, which came out on July 23rd, 2005. But in April 5th, 2009, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood started and ended in July 4th, 2010, with 64 faithful episodes to the manga and the canon ending. This adds variety to the series with many interesting characters, scenes, and even a full-blown anime original ending. Not many big-name anime have different endings to their series, so this one is mega unique, more than one could think of. Now, have you ever wanted to just take away the life of every criminal on Earth and then declare yourself the new god of this world? Did you ever want the police to be involved with you in any way possible? Ever had the drive to just become scum? Well, in that case, you should watch Death Note! Death Note is amazing, a full-blown roller coaster of emotions that involves around the main character, a high schooler that found a damn notebook that fell from the sky, somehow found out how it works, and decided to just change the world. Perfection. Death Note's theme of unlimited power, which then leads to insanity, is the best example of the saying, "You die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain." Light, who was just a normal guy, ended up getting involved with the damn police to find out who the hell Kira is. Spoiler alert, Light is Kira. Killed many innocent people so that his identity doesn't get revealed, and in the end, he died. Perfection. Every single one of you knows that Japan loves to suck off big robot and mecha anime. Gurren Lagann is one of the most iconic ones, easily top 5. The whole vibe of the series, the characters, the goddamn music, my boy Kamina! Simon is fine, he gets much better later in the series. But Kamina? That man sacrificed his fucking life solemnly for his friend and little brother to live on. Due to that sacrifice, the fire of Kamina's soul was succeeded in Simon, who in my opinion ended up being a nerfed Kamina. He went from zero to hero, straight up. This kid turned into a man. His drill pierced the heavens. The big shonen that got cocked back in March 2012 and then came back strong in March 2020, and we're still waiting for it. Bleach. This absolute beast of an anime has also been alongside Naruto as one of the bigger anime names back when it was trendy. And then it ended one arc before the final arc. What even happened to Studio Period? These guys were pumping Bleach for 8 damn years. And then dipped for 8 more until making the announcement in March 2020 that the manga's final story arc, the 1000-Year Blood War, would receive an anime adaptation? Not bad. Despite everything though, what was shown to us was a tale of what's happening in the shadows, what your life as a shinigami with a cool ass sword and the bunkai would have been like. I'm happy that Period didn't drop Bleach for some other low quality anime like, I don't know, FIFA. Here comes the odd one out, not the odd ones out, the odd one out. Bakemonogatari was thought to be impossible to transition into an anime, but then Studio Shaft came in and said, "Let me show you why I have the biggest," and did what others thought wasn't possible. The Bakemonogatari anime adaptation. This one is an absolute mess. The dialogue makes no sense, the plot is just a harem parody, the aesthetics of the show are plain on purpose, and the characters' reactions are crazy and exaggerated. This anime is fantastic, I'm not being sarcastic, for real. Energetic, with an emphasis on characterization and a fun cast. This is food for those weed heads that get off to weird anime such as this one. Last one on the list is the well-known card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically referring to Duel Monsters, GX, and 5Ds. They all technically count as 3 different anime, so I'll mainly talk about the most iconic one, that being Duel Monsters. The story of Yugimoto and Adam, a fine one that is. Many amazing characters, enjoyable arcs, monsters and events that just shocked everyone. Duel Monsters had it all. Exodia at the time was thought to be the pinnacle. Put all the pieces in your hand and you win instantly. That mechanic is actually still allowed in real competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Matches, but the parts of Exodia are very hard to find. Probably some of the rarest cards in all of the sets. What we all saw back then was how a kid's card game was what the world depended on. That society must be doing good, I betcha. 7 very iconic anime releases, the ones that I believe defined the 2000s. Almost all of those series grew to become much bigger than what anyone ever expected, although some of them never got sequels or alternate stories. Where the fuck is my Death Note spin-off? Anime of the 2010s! This list of 7 will contain the ones that almost everyone is expecting, with minor exceptions here and there, with those bad boys being popular series that about 8 out of 10 anime fans have watched or are planning to watch sooner or later. If it's under One Piece in their list, they ain't watching it. Anyways, let's get to it already. Konosuba, the parody of all things isekai, one of my absolute favorite anime series of all time, truly a piece of media made for degenerates. This series is like no other. It generated characters and memes that are still relevant to this day, with how useless Aqua is or how much of a pervert lalatina, Darkness is, to people simping over Megumin, expressing their love for Sylvia, or absolutely sucking off Kazuma for his behavior throughout this never-ending journey in this wonderful world to defeat the Demon King. The anime itself acts as if this is a video game within the show, breaking the fourth wall with pause screens or just going completely overkill with its themes. Let's not get into the self-aware and absolutely random comedy, because that is Konosuba's strong point, the amazing comedy and energy that the characters bring out. I could keep talking on and on about Konosuba and how amazing it is, but I don't want to make it the spotlight of the video. Speaking of spotlights, here's Giorno, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Holy shit, this is a mess of a show. In which way though? People have mixed feelings over how JoJo has affected the world of anime and manga as a whole, because JoJo fans are, well, 90% of them will talk about the memes non-stop. That's probably why most of them watch the series. Hell, I too am in that 90%. I originally watched JoJo for the memes, as well as because a friend recommended it to me. I enjoyed every single part a lot. Except from part 3, that one would just not end. Fuck part 3. The style of JoJo is so unique, so different, so extravagant and bizarre, that it gets annoying. I ain't gonna lie, I have a problem with JoJo, specifically with the amount of bullshit that is crammed within almost every fight. They just follow the same pattern, which gets really boring really quickly. That's mainly the reason why part 3 was just so boring for me. Hell, here's almost every episode in any part in a nutshell. The heroes are cruising, the villain appears, the villain attacks, he gets the advantage. The heroes bullshit their way and gain the advantage, only for the villain to bullshit through their bullshit and gain the advantage once again, until the heroes bullshit their way through the villain's bullshit after they bullshitted through their bullshit and get that victory royale. I hate this ping pong style of battles that JoJo has. I always did and I always will. I do enjoy the series though. I love many characters and I will keep being a fan. That's just my personal issue with the series. Other than that, stands are mega unique and I love most of the abilities that come with them. One series that I actually did enjoy and only had minor issues with was Lesbian Lizards the animation. Never thought that the beginning of the end looked so bouncy. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, the oh so critical anime on what people consider illegal or not. Please stop doing this, he's young as hell. The reason why this anime deserves a spot on this list is mainly because of what issues this dumb stupid fucking anime brought. That being if people should rightfully enjoy Kana a little bit more or not. What is my answer to that? No. And oh, no. Stop this madness. Aside from its more critical problem, this series is a funny and cute slice of life anime, with likable characters, pretty visuals, lots of fan service, Lukoa, lots of fan service. As much as people enjoy Lukoa as a whole, I kinda only like her for her looks. As a character though, I kinda dislike her. Why? Because of him and the dumb stupid Shotokan style that he brings. You did this to her, bastard! I don't dislike Shota, but I dislike the fact that he's the reason why Lukoa is trying to please him in a way that is gonna make him an adult way too early in his life. Fucking Japan, man. You see this black screen with no music? Yeah. That's your insights after the last Attack on Titan chapter. Empty. Oh. This legendary series of humans taking on titans for the sake of their freedom. A concept that sounds completely weird, but this dude, Hajime Isayama Sensei, actually did it. The Mad Lad! Attack on Titan was the story of the common shonen protagonist fighting for his freedom and to avenge his mom. That didn't end like that though, did it now? Eren turned into a full-blown anti-villain, straight up desired to do the exact opposite from what his original goals were. From saving humanity to just ending it. For those that have read the manga, you know what happens. But you anime fans? Well, let's just say that you guys will cry at the end. How is having a hammer a Titan power? The things that go down in this series, along with all the different badass characters like Mikasa, Levi, and Annie, make for a lively story that keeps you at the edge of your seat every single minute. Attack on Titan is cool and all, but it doesn't stand a chance to the 2019 king. Yeah, that's right, let's go hunting! Demon Goddamn Slayer, a series that just... wow! Seriously, I don't have a single negative thing to say about this series. Demon Slayer slaps! It came out of nowhere, it got a lot of attention really quickly, and is now a worldwide phenomenon, kind of like how Pokemon were in the 90s. This damn anime has such a high budget. The animation is gorgeous, the pacing is great, the art style makes you swoon, and on top of all of that, it has freaking Rengoku in it! Seriously, making a damn movie only after a single season of the anime had ended was just unreal, and that movie was just a mere spectacle that left everyone in tears. It did so well that it actually surpassed the king of all anime movies, Spirited Away from Studio Ghibli, as the highest grossing anime movie in the entire world in only 3 days. That is just... I don't even know how to describe this, it breaks all the records! Not just that, but the Demon Slayer manga surpassed One Piece in 2019 with 12 million manga sales that year. One Piece had 10.1 million. Do you comprehend how huge this is? One Piece has been a manga series that has been around for almost 25 years, with millions of fans around the world knowing the name of Monkey D. Luffy and singing along to the iconic anime opening, We Are. But then came Demon Slayer in 2019 and just kicked One Piece ass in sales. One Piece, the series which is widely known as part of the Big Three? Yeah, that One Piece. It doesn't have Rengoku in it, it's obvious why it lost. I very highly recommend you guys check out Demon Slayer, especially the manga, since it came to an end earlier this year. But does it lie in April? You're lying in April! For those that know, well, you know. Your Lie in April is a depressing masterpiece that I rightfully believe made tons of anime fans appreciate life a bit more. The characters in this series were going through some heavy stuff that I could never imagine myself going through, but other people in the world are indeed and quite sadly going through. representing the loss of a loved one and the consequences that go along with it, as well as missing the color in one's life. And they do it so well. The characters are great, the romance is sweet, but very sad at the same time. The loss of someone close to you can hurt a lot, I tell you. That guy went through it. He was an empty body with no soul. Don't just think that life is always unfair to you, mainly because most of the time, you take things like your family or your health for granted. But others don't have one, the other or either. Your Lie in April is perfect for those that appreciate good music and angsty shows. So get those tissues ready, you just have to watch this. Let's stop with the depressing stuff and get on the final pick, shall we? Here it is, the hero anime you all have been waiting for. My Hero Academia. The story of the greatest hero, Izuku Midoriya. That's what My Hero Academia is all about. Being told in past tense is always making you worry what the future has in store for you and the characters within the series. Well, let me tell ya, it sure ain't pretty. At all. Why am I saying that? You'll see in fall 2022. Aside from that, My Hero Academia, much like Demon Slayer, is a worldwide phenomenon. Not of the same quality, but it is up there. Almost everything that this show has provided to the fans has left them in utter shock. The battles have been more psychological compared to other shonen series, which has fans split up in this. Some enjoy the deeper beating in those fights, but others prefer the full-blown gut punches in the blood, as well as hands being thrown. Violent tendencies, go get them checked! No matter how cliche My Hero might be, it really has done a lot to define itself as one of the series that is part of the next big three, the new generation of big shonen anime. The messages that this series has provided, the characters that people can relate and adore to death, as well as the references and great world building along with the epic storyline. This is the story of how a useless dork with no powers managed to save the whole entire world and bring peace to it. One guy for all the world. Before I get flamed for some of my inclusions, let me explain. Where the fuck is Dragon Ball Super? Where is Madoka Magica? Bro, why isn't damn Fairy Tail in this? I can't believe you didn't add Code Geass in this. You didn't include my favorite anime, Sword Art Online? I'm gonna kick your fucking ass! First of all, shut up. Second, buddy, those anime up there are leagues under my picks. Can Fairy Tail compete to My Hero? No! All that Fairy Tail is known for is... I fucking hate it here. Dragon Ball Super, as much as I enjoyed it, sucked ass. I watched and enjoyed Super, but solely because it was Dragon Ball. I've been a Dragon Ball fan since I was 4 years old, so I think I can have an opinion about the anime. Not everything you enjoy is actually good. Looking at you, TikTok. As for Madoka Magica, well, I can't exactly say that it has reached similar popularity levels compared to the other anime. Not saying that it's bad or something like that. Madoka Magica is great, especially when... I love that scene! As an anime with the whole the hero turns into the villain and dies in the end plot, Death Note filled that role better in my opinion than Code Geass. Both protagonists went mad due to their power, but ended up becoming the villain and dying a brutal death. Death Note had Ryuk, which was the most unrealistic thing about it, apart from the actual Death Note. Code Geass seemed as if Death Note and Neon Genesis Evangelion had fused in a way. What the hell happened here, anyway? Don't get me wrong, Code Geass is amazing, super great and iconic, but I believe that Death Note did a better job. Sword Art Online was never exactly great. Remember when it was referred to as the worst anime of all time? Yeah, me too. Season 1 was fine, I guess, but everything after it was just... What the f*** is happening? Are we done yet? Yes. Yes, we are. It honestly was really hard to pick which one of the two was actually the one that did better than the other, but after lots of thinking, I think that the 2010s is the winner. When you think about all the positive things that the more recent anime have done compared to the older ones, it's as if they were successors to them. Think about it. My Hero Academia, in a way, is compared to Naruto all the time, with how similar some plot elements are and the characters just being similar between the two. Is My Hero Academia better than Naruto? If you say yes, you're a clown. No. Good. Naruto had its own successor anime, Boruto Next Generation, but when you try to compare My Hero Academia and Boruto together, Boruto ain't doing that hot. Sure, the series has started picking up quite a lot these past few months, but most of the people that watched Boruto at the beginning said the same thing. Boruto fucking stinks! So pushing Boruto aside, we can all say that My Hero is, in a way, the spiritual successor to Naruto. One that even surpassed the loving series in popularity eventually. Death Note versus Attack on Titan. Why in the freak would you compare the two? People died? Attack on Titan surpasses Death Note on the anti-villain part of its story. In Death Note, Light went bad due to how much power he had in his hands. Eren was saying this whole time, he simply lost hope in humanity, which had a change in his mind. This sudden change in a character's purpose in the series is way more effective to the viewer as well, compared to the usual you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain plot that Death Note had. Attack on Titan has surpassed Death Note in popularity as well, and unlike Death Note, it had a happy ending. Sorta. If these last 2 points didn't already convince you, then this one might do so. The 2010s has Demon Slayer. Some may say that Demon Slayer is overrated. Well, let's see. A series that managed to surpass One Piece in sales and Spirited Away as the top grossing anime movie globally, with it only being 5 years old. Do you think that anything can be compared to that? Fullmetal Alchemist is believed by many to be the best anime of all time. It's still the #1 anime on my anime list. Wanna know something funny though? This is another Naruto and My Hero Academia situation. 2 siblings are out on an adventure with the older sibling trying to bring back their younger sibling to their former selves by finding the source of the problem and putting an end to it. What body part do both Edward and Tanjiro miss? An arm. Well, technically Tanjiro grows one at the end almost right after losing it, but it's nearly unusable. Ed lost his whole right arm very early in the series and got it back at the end. The similarities are there. A lot of things between these two are similar, almost as if Demon Slayer is the spiritual successor to Fullmetal Alchemist, although that one may be a stretch. However, unlike Demon Slayer's impact, Fullmetal Alchemist never managed to break a record, such as surpassing One Piece or Spirited Away, which is why I'm choosing Demon Slayer over it. People cannot understand how huge this is. It's bigger than almost anything that has ever happened in the anime/manga industry in a very long time. To see a newbie do these crazy feats to veteran series and a movie that just couldn't be beat was just wild. And there you have it! Demon Slayer carried the 2010s, like how Tanjiro carries Nezuko on his back. It only makes me wonder what can come next for the manga and anime industry. But what about me? What's in store for me? Well, let's just say that it's time for round 2, baby! Look at it! It has corners and it's in 3D!